You guys can guess it. You guys can guess who the next author is. They decide like, yeah, listen. These 10 SCPs, I'll write them all. I'll write them all. What? Yeah, this is a new record. This is clearly a record. Now I feel like, because we had Jujutsu Kaisen music going on before, and now, like, you know how like Nanami did say in Jujutsu Kaisen, oh yeah, his record of doing the Black Flash was 4 times. Well, here we have Communism is a record of how many times consecutively they wrote an SCP after each other. Communism will win once again for the 4th time in a row. This stream has just been communism with a bit of depression. Yeah, you're right. And the title of this one is called The Dox Ghost. So, and I think dox with D-O-X-X, like to dox somebody, right? Like to reveal the location. Which, a ghost that reveals your location to strangers would be such a little shithead. Like such a piece of shit ghost. Can you imagine if a ghost doesn't decide to haunt you, but he's just telling everybody where you live? I would hate that. I would absolutely hate that. Well, let's see if it does that. Because Euclid, special containment procedures, web and analyzers bot Tri-Reef scans online content for linguistic markers indicative of disbelief in the possibility of acquiring certain information in conjunction with accusation of certain behaviors. See below. Pages flagged by Tri-Reef are to be manually checked for evidence of SCP-3024 involvement. Tri-Reef only requires operation while SCP-3024's location is unknown. If SCP-3024's presence in a community is confirmed, amnestic SCP-14 should be deployed. That's a first. Amnestic with multiple letters and numbers should be deployed as a method of rendering viewers unaware of or indifferent to the unusual nature of SCP-3024's content. As Tri-Reef must maintain a very high false positive level in order to reliably detect SCP-3024's containment methods that minimize the frequency of SCP-3024's relocation are preferred in order to conserve resources. Said content should be removed after SCP-3024 leaves the community, or at the discretion of SCP-3024's HMCL supervisor. By the way, guys, place your bets now. Is the next SCP after this going to be again communism will win or not? Place your bets. SCP-3024 is non-human entity characterized by its anomalous ability to access hidden information and its pattern of engagement in online communities. Based on its lack of response to several mimetic agents, its true nature is unknown. Attempts to predict SCP-3024's appearances have failed. Also, don't look it up. You just have to blindly guess if the next one will be them again or not. SCP-3024 will use different demeanors, identities, and speech pattern in different communities, and is thus only identifiable after the use of its anomalous properties. SCP-3024's activities in the community follow a consistent timeline. Let me actually read that again. Stage 0. If the community in question congregates on a website, or websites that allows account creation, SCP-3024 will create an account from which all activities will be conducted. Otherwise, SCP-3024 will use an alternate method of self-identification, such as signature or avatar. If it is a common practice for new users to introduce themselves, SCP-3024 will do so immediately thereafter, outlining a fictional identity with which any future posts will remain consistent. Stage 1. SCP-3024 will engage in the community, contributing content and discussing at a rate noticeably higher than most users. SCP-3024 will present as knowledgeable and enthusiastic about any relevant subject matter, highly literate. Legs itchy. Highly literate in community-specific terminology and willing to assist in other users. SCP-3024 will refuse all former positions of power or authority and will become agitated by suggestion that it occupies an informal position of authority. SCP-3024 will rarely form interpersonal connection. SCP-3024 displays no anomalous properties in this stage, which lasts for 3 to 6 months. Stage 2. SCP-3024 will begin to share credible evidence that other users are engaging or have recently engaged in activities considered unsavory by the community at large and the site administration. SCP-3024 is capable of accessing information that should periodically be inaccessible, such as images and text files hosted on devices of other users, photographs of personal identification, classified government documentation. This hits a little bit close to home with my whole hacking situation I had to deal with just a week ago. SCP-3024 will share evidence of activities that fall into one or more of the following 7 categories: aggressive, deceptive, or coercive sexual contact, sexual harassment, far-right political activity or beliefs, use of anonymous posting or multiple accounts to promote oneself or manipulate public opinion, dereliction or circumvention of responsibilities established by the community. Typically, those are located to moderators or others in position of authority. Hostile or aggressive interpersonal activity, including stalking and doxing. Plagiarism and other deliberate misrepresentation of creatorship. Misuse of power, position of authority, or reputation for personal gain or defamation. This SCP is just a drama chat. SCP-3024's accusations consistently describe misconduct which actually occurred. SCP-3024 will not make accusation of behaviors that the community consider acceptable. As such, this frequently results in the punishment, demotion, or expulsion of the offender. If SCP-3024 is removed from the community before the completion of this timeline, it will create a new identity and return to Stage 0, only spending 2 to 3 weeks in Stage 1. SCP-3024 will refuse to describe the methods by which it requires evidence, describing them as unimportant and attempt to focus attention on the evidence content. I would hate having to deal with this thing. Imagine you just do something a little bit wrong and then just immediately be like, okay, guys, he lives there, he has done this stuff recently, yeah. SCP-3024 will continue to post incriminating evidence at a rate of once per 10 days for the duration of the stage. Stage 2 is theorized to last as long as the SCP-3024 is capable of identifying users engaging in the aforementioned activities, or until such a time as its action consistently failed to result in substantial community action against the accused. SCP-3024 will not post evidence that identifies any party other than the accused or that is pornographic in nature, of course. Of course that's the case. Stage 3, SCP-3024 will cease to engage in the community. Any ongoing project will either be completed or explicitly abandoned. If SCP-3024 has an avatar or the visual signifier, it will be replaced with a green, violet, and orange representation of a SNES game controller. See figure 1. Yeah, there it is. If possible, its username or public identity will be altered to Mr. Deadly Sins. Oh, it's a Mr. Or some variant thereof. It will occasionally remain. I assume it's a Mr. Maybe it just calls him that. Like there's a lot of times where they were calling themselves Misters and then I didn't think it was a Mr. But the fact that there's a Mr. here and a game controller makes me think it must be one. Or some variant thereof. It will occasionally remain in contact with individuals that developed a personal attachment to it for a period of up to 3 months. SCP-3024 apparently remains dormant for a period of 1 to 2 weeks after the conclusion of Stage 3, before moving to the new community and entering Stage 0. Addendum: while SCP-3024 was active in the community under the account name Trouble Greg, a pre-existing account operating by a Foundation staff member was volunteered for the purpose of privately communicating with SCP-3024. Following this communication, SCP-3024 has ignored all communications from Foundation personnel. We're getting a lot of games against weed misters lately. Oh, so it is one. Okay. Yeah, we are. Dear Greg, thanks a ton for exposing. I kind of suspected he was up to something for a while, but I never really had the evidence to back it up. Really, this whole crusade of yours has been great, and I was wondering if there's anything I can do to help. Sincerely. Dr. Prasad, I'm not quite sure how to respond to this. As you can guess, I know that you work for the SCP Foundation and you're using account to get information from me. I also know that you're assigned to research other misters by Gamers Against Weed. I won't disclose any of this information to GAW or anybody else. Your personal connection to the sort of deadly sins I bring to light is too indirect to bring to attention. This isn't to say that I approve of your organization's involvement in my work or the nature of the involvement, just that you personally are shielded from the worst of it. Think about that for a while. I do, however, have a limited interest in sharing information about myself. I won't provide you with any information that would enhance your ability to monitor or disrupt my work, nor will I provide substantial information regarding anyone other than myself. I might withhold information, but I won't lie. Mr. Deadly Sins. And then we have, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be Prasad. I guess it is. Dear Mr. Deadly Sins, thanks for speaking with me. I try to limit my questions to those that won't offend your sensibilities. 1. If you know things that you believe should be shared, what's stopping you from sharing them? 2. We already know that you're not human, but what are you? Why aren't you human? 3. Well, that question already kind of feels like offensive. What exactly are you? Reminds me of Sinners when Preacher Boy asks, I forgot the lady character, he's like, hey, what are you? And she's like, I'm a human being, Sam. And he's like, oh, that's not... 3. Why do you stay in contact with some people after leaving a site? 4. How do you feel about your work? Why do you conceptualize it as work? 5. You mentioned a few times that you're uncomfortable being thought of an authority figure. Why? 6. Is there any significance to your avatar? 7. What is the motivation for your creation and implementation? Sincerely, Dr. Prasad. Dr. Prasad, 1. Also, for the question 1, knowledge and the ability to propagate it are inversely related under certain circumstances to which I'm subject. There are certain rules I must adhere to, or else I lose the ability to carry out my work. 2, it's yeah, I'm not going to tell you what I am. I'm not a human for the same reason you're not a crocodile. 3, I only do that when I would feel guilty about not doing so. 4, there's some satisfaction to be gained when a sinner is held accountable, but it's dwarfed by the knowledge that the actions ever occurred. I would prefer to focus on more enjoyable pursuits, such as Farmville. Man, I haven't heard Farmville in fucking forever. But that isn't possible. And I don't intend to stop anytime soon, so that's why I consider it work. 5. I would be sorely tempted to misuse such authority. 6. It's clip out of an SNES controller I was made by Gamers Against Weed. He's like, being like, if it wasn't obvious. I can't speak to that, but perhaps this document will suffice. HTTP, well, it's a website, right? Files holyheck.rtf. This concludes my interest in conversing with you and all other SCP Foundation personnel, Mr. Deadly Sins. Okay, so basically don't fuck with him now. SCP-3024 did not respond to further communications. Addendum holyheck.rtf, a file sent by SCP-3024 to Dr. Presser has been reproduced here. Holy heck! You just found yourself your very own Mr. Deadly Sins by Gamers Against Weed. I removed the sentence that GAW put here because it was stupid and unimportant. Who hurt you? I wonder. Yeah, okay. I was just wondering. Why aren't you human me as a hybrid? Pardon? What are you trying to say? One step closer to becoming Mr. Gamer. One more step. Ignore all the whole wall full of games over there and the whole treasure chest of games over there. Ignore that. Apparently I'm not a gamer yet. Okay, guys, you haven't made your bets yet. Will communism will win? Will they be the next author or not? Place your bets now. Write it down. Just say yes or no, and we'll see how it goes.